President's Day, and then the sun moves into Pisces. Yeah, what's going on, Sunny Girl? Hello, my beautiful friends. I thought because my beautiful Sunny Bird, who's 33 years old or about to be 33, um, yeah, about to be 33. Basically, hi, Sunny. Hello. Are you a pretty girl? So this is Sunny Bird, and she's all the way in the other end of the house, but for some reason she is being really excited today and wanting mom. So you might hear mom, mom coming through the video. And it's like over the years I've had her since she's a hand-fed baby, and she thinks I'm mom. And she basically it's like she's kind of a mood bird. She when I do meditations or group kinds of things, she'll get really quiet. If we're partying, she's like laughing and offering you a beer. She won't go get it, but she'll offer you a beer. Do you want a beer, Sunny girl? You want a beer? You want to step up? You're already stepped up. What's up with that? What's up with that? So I'm going to, I'm testing this, and I wanted to just do a little intro with Sunny Bird in case you hear her, because I did raise two sons, and they used to do a lot of fighting when she was young and impressionable. And I've had to tell people that when clients and customers, I've had to explain that what they're hearing in the background is not me abusing children or someone abusing my children, but she is a parrot, and she's a double yellowhead Amazon, 32 years, almost 33 years old, and yeah, she's my baby. Hello, my beautiful friends. How are you doing? Is everyone breathing out there? Welcome to my channel. My name is Catherine Bachman, and I have lots and lots of experience in life, but I'm a 40-year astrologer, 30-year psychotherapist, and I feel like very, very honored for you to click on my channel and to be able to offer, hopefully, some hope and understanding of the astrological energies, and then how to work with them in the most positive ways. We are obviously under a lot of still very, very intense energies, and at times very frightening, shocking. This process since Donald Trump's election, his inauguration, has been a really difficult time for humanity, not just for people in our country, but from around the world. The shock of the theft of that election, and I'm just going to call it as it is, my opinion, and for entertainment only, YouTube, because we had already experienced this man and his minions, gosh, almost 10 years now of since he first came down the escalator. The cruelty and the viciousness and the insanity of the first 4 years. What a relief to have Joe Biden come in. But this has been ongoing. He didn't go away. He didn't fade into the woodwork like when there is a peaceful transfer of power in our country from one president to the other. The exiting president usually kind of goes off and does his own thing. And this one didn't. He's been like a really, really difficult, it's almost been nightmarish that we've still had to endure him acting as a shadow government and running around and meddling in global affairs, U.S. affairs, to the detriment of the world, to the detriment of our country. The same conflictual energies are in both President's Day chart as well as Sun moves into Pisces. So let me talk about the Sun moving from Aquarius, and we've had quite the lineup of Aquarian energies. Again, lots of shocking and exciting news coming out. And that's the thing I think that is helpful as all of the planets start to move forward. We're moving into a period where we're going to start to get more and more information. The shocks to our emotional systems over the last 3 weeks have been huge. Kind of like the shocks that we experienced when they announced he won. It was a sweep across the country, which no one believed. But still, it was like, oh my God. But I think we're moving into the period of time where, you know what? This is just a whole bunch of grown-ass men that are stuck in adolescent brains and bodies, or they think they're adolescents, that don't live in reality. And they're total narcissists. They're total abusers. How and why they're being allowed to do what they're doing in one of the greatest countries in the world has been kind of outrageous and shocking for most Americans. But there is method to the madness. And on a personal level for Americans, I think we're getting really tired of the daily shocks. Oh, so what else are they going to do? I think we're moving to a place where everything they're doing is about the shock. Their whole program is, we're just going from day one, we're going to just like overwhelm the country, overwhelm the agencies, overwhelm the people with daily multiple shocks and all. And before anyone can react, before the Democrats can react, before anyone in authority can react, then the next day there's another dozen major shocks that they release to the media, the corporate media that's, thought they were wanting to support this, I think. And now the realization has begun to sink into the other oligarchs and the other people that what they are doing is very selfishly motivated, very destructive. All the oligarchs and the people that helped to put him in office. I mean, and once the full truth is exposed, and I do know, I mean, in my soul, I know that that's what's coming up in the next, I would say within 6 months. Once we understand all of those that are involved, there are lots of people that are not involved in this, that are having their companies, their corporations, their money, their millions of dollars of money are going to be evaporating with what these guys are doing. I know it's not a consolation, but kind of being at a place of soul weary with what's happening. I'm just kind of done with being shocked about this stuff. And what I know and believe and feel in my body at this point is, okay, I really do need to detach even more from these energies and to spend more time holding the energies of what we want to create, the vision of the future. So if we can hold that, there are powers in this country that we speak code about a shadow government, but I think we have many layers of shadow government in this country and around the world. If you think the majority of them are going to allow these little twerps, and they are, they're vicious, they're dark, and we are in a battle between light and dark. That's what this whole birthing of the Aquarian age truly is about. All of those old structures where we've been lied to by governments, by those in leadership for decades, for hundreds of years, to have the veil just like so ripped. What I know about cosmic energy and even about the planet Pluto, when I do readings for my clients, I will say, yeah, Pluto is going through this house and gonna hit one of your planets, and so here's my advice. It's like Pluto's energies are, it's the only sign that has 3 totems. How I describe Pluto's energies is you're going with the first hit or the first aspect to planets anywhere in your chart, that's kind of the 2x4. It's like, it's not going to feel good, but it's survivable. His energies are about waking us up and saying, you need to do something. You need to do something different. And whether it's looking inside or whether it's dealing with relationships or career or other kinds of external things, the 2x4, first hit. And then if we don't do anything about it, or we just kind of half-assed do something about it, then along comes the freight train. When you aren't hearing it or seeing it come. Oh, and that one usually is also survivable. But the final one is what I call the atom bomb. That's when it's over and you become the phoenix rising from the ashes. Either you do the personal work to integrate the higher learning and the letting go and the major life changes, or you don't survive it. And so you get to come out as a soul, as a phoenix rising from the ashes. If you don't have to do that particular process, if you are working with these energies, you get to become the eagle. So the scorpion is the lowest vibration. It's the vindictive. It's I'm going to be your retribution. I'm going to punish everyone and enjoy it. That's kind of what malignant narcissists do, sociopaths, psychopaths. And if you do remember, I'm going to mention this, that there were over 1,000 psychiatrists, psychologists, social workers, 1,000 in our country that came together and put together a book about duty to warn and as to who Trump was. And for some reason, that didn't wake anyone up, except for those of us in the counseling therapies. There are a lot of people in this country that are awake and aware and have been. For those of us of the boomer generation, we pretty much have been awake and aware since the 60s, watching and trying to do what we could and talking to some people. But it's gotten harder and harder for Americans and people in other countries as well to be able to survive and thrive, as this has been a slow rolling coup since basically the 60s, 70s of the oligarchs who had lost everything back in the 1930s when FDR took their money, taxed them at 95%, I would like to say. So what's this 15% tax? That's not really, maybe it would make a big difference in our country, but there's no reason there can't be universal health care. There can't be subsidized homes that are really good, free education, all of these things that other industrialized countries enjoy. So we're at the point in time where during our Pluto return, the US is going through its Pluto return and it's moving off, but we're in the Chiron return phase. Chiron is the wounded healer. He is the energy of where the poison is the medicine, and in some degree, in some ways, that where we have to heal, we have to go inside and heal the wounds of this country. In my last video, I think I mentioned what some of that was, and that has to do with the Native Americans, that we did. The country was really originally populated by those that were fleeing persecution from other countries, in the world. And a lot of the scoundrels and pirates and, those that were coming over, new world, new opportunity to grab power and money and lands. But we've never truly been good to our people. So we have a very, very dark and painful history. Time for us to heal that. The inequalities are so far past what they were, the income inequality, the abuses of power, all of that stuff, so far past what it was back in the 30s that it's not funny. It's time for all of this to collapse. It's time for us as individual Americans, as human beings, to begin to heal ourselves, to begin to reach across and be inclusive of everyone, to start to practice what we preach and what we want, as opposed to here are the systems in place so that you can have a moderately good life. We used to be able to afford college education for our kids. Can't do that anymore. I want the emphasis of this little video to be on the gifts that are beginning to come in. Talking about the third week of February, it's astrologically, there's no, major full moon or new moon, or Mars isn't going direct. That's the week after. That's that last week of the month. This week is a little bit quieter, but there's so many gifts. There is no veil, so we're all kind of thinking, okay, I don't want to be in fear or crisis mode, or, oh my God, what do I need to do? Where do I need to go? There's nothing that feels safe or sacred anymore. The more that we can release those fears, release, and relax into, all right, we let ourselves freak out a little bit. And so now it's time for us to get back into, who are we really? Powerful creators when we come together in mass. But it's also, in doing that part, what do we want to create? And start talking to each other about that. Start talking and planning and communicating with those that share those values that are still in the government. I do think there's going to be more information released through the month, and particularly that last week of February, as Mars moves forward, we're going to begin to take action as a country, even more so. The most important thing that you can do is choose to be happy, choose to take care of yourself, choose to share what you have, be conservative with what you have, but share, and to start to dialogue. We don't need to be individual little islands out here. It's really easy to put us into fear and to keep us disempowered when we are alone. So do what you need to do to rest, to get over this, and to begin to, again, imagine what we want to create. The majority of the planet, not just in this country, the majority of the planet are holding the vision, are just incredibly repulsed by what this administration is doing. Change is the name of the game. So what they're trying to do is more the shock and awe, to disempower and to get us to give up. If we don't do that, so far, judges and the courts are kind of putting stays on a lot of this stuff. And there isn't anything that can't be fixed. When enough information comes out and these people are taken out of the government, are restricted, there can be the rebuilding. But I don't know that any of us really want to rebuild what we've had. So it's up to us to organize locally, to then be part of an advisory board, or, to those that will be in the lead to start to fix and rebuild what we're doing. So just start letting that percolate a bit in your mind, because I'm still trying to figure out what my part of that's going to be. I don't think it's just this. Don't think it's just my astrology and counseling. So I'm kind of percolating on it as well. For those of you who are dreaming women, I want to speak to specific groups at this point. Those dreaming women, I'm with you, and I'm imagining the dreams, or sometimes nightmares, that I've been having. I've been watching them, particularly the harder ones, with a great deal of curiosity. What's this about? What are they trying to tell me? With some of this energy, it's very dark energies, and much like Hitler, who was involved in the dark arts, I do believe there is some of that energy going on, and particularly focused at healers and teachers and those women and those souls, the brave souls in our government that are speaking truth to power. And they do it very clearly, succinctly, forcefully, speaking truth to whatever sort of, very dysfunctional power structure that's trying to come in and take over. We need to put our thinking caps on. We need to find like souls. We need to talk about when we start to restructure, which is going to be happening in the next few months, when we began the restructuring process, we have a lot in this country and around the world that needs to be adjusted, fixed, so that this does not happen again. For 25, how about for 25,000 years or more? That would be really good. We could like have that kind of an impact. That would be great. But, if we can fully shift into that it takes the village, then establishing that basic respect for every human being to have their voice heard, to have input, and not from a place of, oh my God, if I don't get my way, I'm not going to survive, but from a place of, I'm going to be open to listening to what the other people are concerned about and what their needs are too. And let's see if we can't like massage these ideas. I mean, this is democracy at its best. Massage these ideas into, a new way of being and doing in our families, locally, statewide, nationally, globally. I'm looking at these charts. I was looking at them before I started the recording, and I was kind of like, it's kind of the same old, except there's a lot of good news coming in. The good news is going to come in as quickly as this challenging, shocking stuff. Try to define each of these planetary energies and what have you. You guys would probably be snoring on the other side of this video, so it's like, don't do that. I really, what I want to do is see this, integrate it, I have asked my guides to flow through me with what you need to hear today. With that, I'm going to sign off. I will be doing another video here, if not today, in a couple of days for the last week of February. And I want to thank family, friends, all of you who have subscribed. If this is helping you, it doesn't cost anyone anything. And it is my gift to give at this point in time. My needs are met in other ways, as far as the financial stuff. And yet, at some point it would be nice to be able to support me to do this. But at the same time, that has not been my life. So take care of yourself. Get out and have fun. Get out in nature, ground with Mother Earth. She needs us right now too. And maybe we can support her energetically so that we don't have to go through horrendous earth changes. Much love. Thank you for being a divine spark of the Creator, for showing up, for being part of the team. And I'll see you soon. Many blessings.